Zach, are you crazy?
Welcome back to the Magnetico podcast, part 2.
Part 2.
We just got done with episode part 1 and watching the Mets and Yankees game. We won't be here the week that just dropped, so this is your episode for this week. And
You won't be here.
yeah, and another hit. Oh, nice hit down the left field line. That
Who
should
was
score
it?
a run. I didn't see it. Second and third. Yeah, Mets are playing right now, like I said, against the Yankees, bottom of the third. But let's just start with the Mets. McNeil got shut down.
What?
You didn't see that?
McNeil got shut down? When? Today?
No, a couple days ago.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, he got shut down. I guess he's battling a little bit. They stopped him from swinging.
Darn.
So I'm okay with that. Like, it's just precaution. But we'll see what happens. But I'm my mindset. I'm next man up.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about Brett Beatty. And just
I saw Francisco Alvarez post on his Instagram story. He said that Brett Beatty could have 30-plus homers this year.
yeah, he could.
Mm.
Could.
I mean, he could, but
I like to see 20.
I like C20 as well. But like Alvarez didn't hit 30 last year.
Yeah, like I'm not seeing it right now. I think he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's probably putting in a lot of work defensively.
Yeah.
He's looking a little better in the field.
As well as Vientos, too. He's
Right.
been putting in some work.
They're both improving that way. Just at the plate right now, Brett Beatty's not, and it's not like you're going up against top tier competition in spring. After the first inning or two, you're going against AA guys.
Yeah.
So he's not hitting right now. It's early. It can turn around. What do you think about Jeff McNeil moving to third? Say we were like late May and Beatty's not performing. What about moving McNeil to third and bringing up Acuna? No?
I mean, it's not a no, but I don't think Acuna is the one who should be brought up. I think it's Jet Williams.
He plays second?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
he's more of a shortstop type of guy, but, I mean, second base short, it's not that big of a
Okay.
difference.
Yeah, I was forgetting about Jet.
And he said that he's willing to play any position in the majors as long as he plays. So,
Listen,
I mean, he could play third too, but, like, I'd rather him at second. But I'd rather bring up Jet than Acuna, for sure.
okay. I mean, I forgot about Jet. I think the future's looking good. We've got some good young talent.
For sure.
What's
For
that?
sure.
The outfielder's name?
Drew Gilbert.
Gilbert. Yeah. So they sent all the kids back down.
They did.
Yeah, for the most part.
Not playing him anymore.
I mean, they didn't send everybody. I think Acuna went down. I think Gilbert went down. But
I think Jet Williams can make the opening day roster. I'm not gonna lie.
no.
I think he definitely.
I'm
has a chance.
gonna stop you on that one. I don't think it's time yet. I mean, he's fast, right? I would like to have that speed. I love that his name's Jet and he's fast. But yeah, I don't think he's ready. But maybe May, June. Bringing these young guys up, if we need a spark, I kind of like, especially if Marte struggles. Bringing up a Gilbert. Your guy
My guy.
Choi.
G-Man Choi.
was saying he's probably gonna make the opening day roster.
I mean, probably. Good lefty power bat off the bench. Could DH some nights. I mean,
Back up Pete.
I'm down with it.
But, as far as the Mets are concerned, it's still too early to tell. It doesn't look like we're going to sign any type of pitching help.
Yeah, no.
Okay, let me I'm put you on the spot. Did you do your research about Bauer?
I did not.
You did not. I did it for you because I knew you wouldn't do it. From what I'm seeing from people and talking with people on social media, it has more to do with his habit, let's say, of doctoring the ball. And I never really heard that before. But doing some research, apparently he's been caught several times doctoring the ball.
What does that mean?
scuffing the ball, putting
Oh,
tar on your forearm or behind your ear,
yeah.
so you can get better grip. Like they just don't have a lot of confidence with the rules now of checking the glove. Nobody want that, along with the clubhouse, along with the allegations of domestic violence. People are just staying away from 'em. But a large part of it is the new rules where they're checking the glove in between every inning or after every inning, and teams are a little bit hesitant about that.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Because if he has a long history of doing it, I mean, it makes sense that he.
Yeah. So one thing that was sent to me by a listener, which I thought was pretty interesting, I wanted to get your take on. So we mentioned Acuna. Let me read this to you. Kenny Acuna, Ronald Acuna Jr.'s younger brother, has reached a verbal agreement to sign with the Phillies. Kenny is only 12 years old and
12?
isn't eligible to sign with the team until January of 2028. Now, this again
He can
is
sign with the major league team when he's 14.
yeah. I mean the what was it? The Padres? Was it the Padres? Then they got a 16-year-old playing in the spring.
17, but yeah.
Yeah.
14's no, it should be like 16.
Well, in the Caribbean, assuming that's where he lives, they sign the players a lot younger than here in the States. Like, you don't sign here in the States until high school. You graduate high school
Yeah.
for the most part now. But these younger players, and I'm assuming that's the guy on the Padres, the 17-year-old, which I think when he was in camp, he was 16. He must have just turned 17.
Yeah, he did.
I didn't make 16 up, but they sign him young. So he's 12, 4 years from now, like you said, 16. Maybe that's the age that they can officially sign him. I don't know that this is 100% true, what I'm saying. Again, it's a post of a picture of Acuna and the 12-year-old brother. I'm sure he's talented. I'm sure, right? I mean, he's from that family.
Yeah.
We have Acuna. I'm sure a little bit of it's hype, like we talked about in part 1 with LeBron and his sons. Although I don't think the one son's too overhyped. But, yeah.
That's crazy. All the Acunas are going to be in the NL East, if that's
yeah,
true.
and then why not, why not verbally commit to the Mets or the Braves? That's where your brothers are at.
I mean, he probably wants to compete against them. I mean, it makes sense.
That would be crazy to have 3 Acunas in the NL East.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I guess realistically, this guy is probably 8 years away from maybe making a debut.
Yeah.
So where's Acuna? I mean, he's on the shelf right now, ain't he?
Who? Our Acuna?
No, Ronald Acuna.
No, he's not.
I think he's battling a knee injury.
Not nothing that I've seen. They probably shut him down for spring
Yeah.
because it makes sense. But
Yeah,
I don't think he's dealing with an injury.
yeah, no, he's definitely dealing with something with his knee. But Mets go up 2-0. So yeah, I thought that was interesting, seeing that the Phillies were looking to sign him or whatever. But as far as the Mets are concerned, we don't have to beat a dead horse. It's just going to be a wait and see type of thing. And I'm optimistic. Like, anything can happen. That's why you play the games. And we're going to have, analytics show that McNeil should be better, Marte should be better, Pete should be better. Like, Pete's batting average is horrible. Like, so analytics show that when players have, a little bit of a down, then it'll come back up. The analytics for all of our players, projected wise, are a little better than they were last year. And, if Marte has a great year, if Nemo has a great year, if Pete has a great year, McNeil gets back to the batting championship, if that stuff happens, even with our pitching staff, we can make the playoffs for sure. But there's a lot of what ifs, and we're not going to know that till the season starts and we get rolling.
Yep.
What about the NL East? I know the Braves are...
The Braves are going to win the division. I've already given my predictions on the standings. I think it's Braves, Phillies, Mets, Marlins, Nationals. I don't think that's a question. But, I mean, the Phillies are going to make the playoffs, be a wild card. The Braves are going to be the one or two, probably the two behind the Los Angeles Avengers, the Dodgers. But I mean the NL East is gonna stay good for a while. So
So who would you rank right now in the National League? Give me a top 5 National League teams. Let's see how close you are opposed to the
Dodgers Braves is 1-2, right?
Yep.
Okay. 3? Is it like a division win? Like, am I saying like
Just the National League.
just the best
The
teams?
top 5 teams in the National League.
Mm.
And this is according to odds in Vegas to win the National League division.
That's tough. Maybe the Diamondbacks. Are they up there?
No, well they're plus 1750.
And just to the World Series.
Mm.
Let me think.
So you got the Dodgers. The Dodgers are plus 175. They're number 1.
Are the Phillies up there?
Atlanta Braves are plus 260. Philadelphia Phillies is number 3, plus 750. That's a good bet though to take the Phillies plus 750.
It's interesting. Number 4 is the Cubs.
Cubs plus
Cubs are up
16,
there?
plus 1600.
Interesting. I think the Cubs are a little bit overhyped, but that's my opinion.
Then you got the next team. Can you think of the next team?
Is it? It's not in the NL East. It can't be. There's no way.
No.
I mean,
Going Cardinals next.
Cardinals.
Cardinals plus 1600. Then your Diamondbacks at plus 1750. And then interesting here, after the Diamondbacks, guess who the next team is?
The Mets.
The Mets. The Mets and Reds at plus 2500. Well, I say that. But they got them ranked right under the Diamondback. You got the Mets, Reds, Giants, and Padres all at plus 2500. So they're all tied.
The Giants are that low? Really?
Yep. And then you got, after that, it goes to the Marlins at plus 4,000. Brewers at 4,000. Pittsburgh at 6,000. The Nationals at 10,000. And the Rockies at 15,000.
The Rockies are bad, man. All time bad.
Let's jump over to the American League. Let's do the
Ooh.
same thing with the American League. Who you got in the American League?
Who do I have winning in the AL? I feel like it's definitely going to be someone from the AL East. Is the Orioles? The Orioles at 1?
Nope.
No.
They're at number 5.
The Orioles are at 5.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Plus 650.
What? They're at 5?
Yeah, I'm about to do some future bets here.
Oh, the Vegas is
The Orioles at plus 650 at
Wow.
number 5.
wow. The Rangers at 1
The
then.
Rangers are at 3 at plus 600.
Boy. The Yankees?
Yankees are at 2 at plus 450.
Yankees are at 2. Who'd be at 1? The Astros?
Astros are at plus 400.
So they're at 1.
They're number 1. Yep.
So
So you got
I'll-
the Houston
I'll-
Astros.
All I
New
need
York.
is 4.
Well, yeah, the 5. Okay, give me 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Well, I gave you 1, 3, 2, and 1. Or 5, 3, 2, and 1.
Astros, Yankees, Rangers, Orioles. Who's the next team?
Who's in the AL Central? No, nobody from there.
I'll give you a hint. It's the East.
The East?
I believe. Yeah, it's the
It's
East.
got to be the Blue Jays then.
Yeah, the Blue Jays at 850.
Number 6, probably somebody like the Rays.
No.
No? The
Mariners.
Twins? Oh, Mariners. I forgot about the Mariners.
Mariners at plus 1,000. Twins at plus 1,100. The Rays at plus 1,400. Red Sox at 2,250. The Guardians at 3,000. Tigers at 3,000. Royals at 6,000. Angels at 6,000. White Sox at 10,000. And, of course, the Oakland Athletics at 20,000.
20,000. Jeez, that's worse than the Rockies. I mean, they just need to relocate, and they'll be all right.
Yeah. I this just popped into my head. We were talking about on part 1 expansion of the NFL and everything. I'd like to see sports do kind of like professional soccer does, and I don't even know that they do this. And if you remember to when you played club ball, youth, it's the same thing. So you go Division 1, Premier League or whatever, and say there's the top 10 teams, saying, and let's just say there's 10 teams in the league. Well, if you finish at the bottom 2, you're out. And then you go to the Division 2 league and you take the top 2 teams in Division 2 and they move them up. So it's the same soccer model in this country in youth league. But I kind of like that because just kind of looking at, you imagine if there was, we talk about the baseball has the minors. You can't bring up a whole minor league team. But if there was like, instead of doing expansion or whatever, like what if there was just another 2 teams that were just kind of playing in the minors, waiting for next year to try to get back in. And then you take the Oakland Athletics and the Colorado Rockies, you're out. And now these 2 teams come up from 2 cities, like Orlando wants a baseball team. Like Orlando moves up, Colorado, you're out this year.
That's crazy.
That would be kind of fun.
That'd be crazy though. Like just to eliminate 2 MLB teams to move them down to the minors. That's crazy to me.
Let me tell you, I went ahead and made some future picks. So I'll tell you what they are.
Excuse me.
I got the Gators to win the World Series in college baseball.
Oh,
plus 1,100. It was plus 1,100. So this is what I did with the money from the NFL. So it went plus 1,100 on the Gators to win the World Series. I got Pete Alonso to win the National League MVP at plus 2,500. I got him twice doing this.
It's never gonna happen. I would love it to happen, but that bad never needs to come up from 220.
This pick's gonna surprise you that I bet on. I got the Florida State Seminoles winning the national championship plus 2,000.
Oh, I know that hurt to submit.
It did, but I figured if I'm gonna be devastated that Florida State wins, at least I can get.
You should get a little bit of money.
Get some money. Chicago Cubs. We talked about them earlier. They're ranked a lot higher than I thought. I feel like this is a good, but to win the World Series, I got them at plus 3,000.
So I'm saying they're overrated, man.
The Dodgers to win the World Series, I got them at plus 375. The Tampa Bay Rays to win the World Series at plus 3,000. The New York Mets to win the World Series at plus 4,000.
Oh boy!
And then our buddy Wes signed up with Hard Rock. I got a $10 bonus bet, and I put that on the Yankees at plus 1,000 to
Probably
win the
best
World
odds to win right there.
Yeah, but now going back, just looking at the future, we may place a few more future bets because the goal is hit one of them, you get your money back.
Yeah.
On what? So kind of spread it out. Try to hit one, got the chance to win, but I'm only putting $5 on each of them, just having fun with it. But I'm trying to make as many picks as I can so you have something to root for all season opposed to just a game here or there.
Yeah.
So baseball wise, any other news we need to touch on?
Yes. Actually, I do want to get into this. So, the Cy Young winner last year, Blake Snell, still hasn't signed with the team. And I want to ask you a question because I couldn't find out what this means. So, 4 teams have reached out to the higher ups in MLB about Blake Snell and Jordan Montgomery. And I don't. Do you know why?
What do you mean reached out to the higher ups?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like why they haven't signed to a team or something.
I can tell you why. I think.
Why?
While I'm talking, just Google who their agent is.
Okay.
I think Scott Boras is a great agent, but he overvalues his play. I think what you're referring to. I think there may be allegedly some collusion going on, or
it's Scott Boras.
Yeah, Scott Boras is probably saying that teams are colluding against his players, and they're all agreeing that they're not going to pay X amount of dollars. Here's the thing, though. This guy, Montgomery, right?
Yeah.
Wins the Cy Young last year.
Blake Snell.
Blake Snell. Look up his career numbers. Okay, he had a great year last year, but what do analytics show you after a player wins the Cy Young, what they do?
This is second Cy Young.
How old is he?
31.
31. Does he have a history of injury prone?
I mean, sort of. All pitchers have.
You see what I'm saying? Scott Boras is putting everything on his player, which he should. That's his job.
Yeah.
On what he did last year. But Scott Boras tends to overvalue the player.
Yeah.
And I hope it doesn't hurt Pete moving forward
Is
because
that his agent?
he hired Scott Boras. And that's kind of why the Mets are now like a little bit, well, test the free agent market. If teams are like, you know what, you're a good player and I like you, Snell, but I don't like you at $27 million a year or whatever. I'm just throwing a number out there.
Yeah.
Whatever kind of number that they're looking to sign, it's not worth it. We'll let the young guys pitch.
Yeah.
And more value. Like it's especially when you look. We just went over the odds. Like these teams are plus 6,000. Like who's gonna pay Blake Snell $30 million a year? Whatever. I mean, what is he asking? Like whatever number.
He's asking for 10 years, $300 million.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Like
You're
there's
gonna be 41 years old and we're gonna be paying you no
$30 million a year. Like no, we're not gonna pay you that.
So I think that answers your question there. It's Scott Boras. All his clients, he gets them the money sometimes. And then when things don't go his way, he complains about the league. But we just said it. It doesn't, you're not going to make that deal on your EA Sports game on the PlayStation. You're going to sign this guy to 10 years, $300 million. What does he think he is, the Japanese pitcher? Didn't he sign $300 million?
Yeah, around that, yeah.
How old is he?
25?
25. That 5 years is a big difference.
6, yeah.
It's a huge difference, So, no, we're not giving a 31-year-old a 10-year contract. Now, if you want to sign a 2-year deal with some options for a high, okay, now we don't have this money tied up on the books, and I got to look to dump him if he's. No, that's asinine. That any GM would go out and sign Blake Snell for a 10-year contract at 31. That's why he's not signing.
That's crazy.
And you look at some of these other players, Chapman I don't know what he signed for and what he was asking
3 years,
for.
$50 million.
Do you know what he was asking for before that?
Probably around like 80, 90 mil.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to come down when you don't have a team to play on. But that's Scott Boras's MO is they're colluding. No, it's just smart. It's smart, Scott Boras. Like, you are a problem in the game because he drives the market up sometimes, but then he wants to complain when the league drives the number back down.
Yeah.
The value's not there. It makes no sense. Like, outside of, like, Francisco Alvarez. If we sign Francisco Alvarez to a 10-year contract, $220 million, I wouldn't have a problem with that. He's young. He's got a lot of time to play, but yeah, I'm not a big Scott Boras fan at all.
I can tell.
Well, it's just years of this. Like, you're just now kind of learning about who he is and who he represents. Man's been do some research on Scott Boras and his clients. Like, he's been getting guys paid for years. But it's at you know who it ends up hurting? Us.
The league?
No, us, the fans. Now you got to damn near have MLB TV to watch your in-town games. Now they're making deals with Amazon and Hulu and all these other streaming platforms to Peacock to put baseball games on. The fans are the ones because they have to pay these guys. So the team and the league is doing everything they can to bring in as many revenue streams as they can. And then you go to the ballpark and you got to spend $12.50 for an ice cream and a helmet.
Yeah.
That's why. Because they got to pay these guys. And the owners got to make their money, which I get. But if they are colluding, shout out to them. Because they ain't worth it.
It's not worth it.
What other baseball questions you got?
What do you think the Mets record is going to be?
The Mets record? I think 87, 88 wins.
I saw a TikTok the other day that said that we were going to go 85-77.
Yeah.
My record was like around there, maybe like 83 to 87 wins. I feel like that's realistic.
Going into the season, looking at the starting pitching, if we're above 500, I'm happy. If we're above 500, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like, what do you expect? And that's why these guys aren't signing. Because if anybody had a chance, like the Mets level, the Cubs, if the Mets and Cubs aren't signing them, why would Colorado, the Marlins, why would those teams sign him? They got no shot. Why are they going to invest that type of money and he got no shot?
Yeah.
So if these top teams that we discussed with the odds, if they're not signing them, I don't see it happening. But yeah, above 500, 80. If we can get 86, 87 wins, I think that'll be a great year. I do think our pitching staff is going to be a little better.
I agree because it's more well-rounded.
And I think we have depth to go through some injuries or move a guy down, let him work in AAA, bring another guy up, let him get a couple starts, bring the other, move. I think that could play a little bit. I'm really looking forward to our Japanese guy. He had to go home and handle something personal.
Kole Senga?
No, the relief pitcher that we got.
Oh, what's his name? Why did I forget his name?
I forget his name as well, but
on the Orioles.
I'm looking forward to him. If he could become the 8th inning guy, throwing 100 miles an hour, and we can have that bullpen of maybe throwing lefty 7th inning, bringing that Japanese guy in. I hate that I have to call him the Japanese guy. The 8th inning being just somebody that teams fear. The Mets haven't had that in a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, the last Mets pitcher that was feared?
Jerry's Familia.
Feared? I would say Benitez, maybe.
Mm.
I don't think people feared Familia. Maybe because he was wild.
Yeah.
I mean, like, just that, damn. It's a tie game or we're down 1 and we're in the 8th and here comes this guy. The Mets haven't had that in a long time. Diaz, people fear Diaz.
That's true, yeah.
But to have an 8th inning guy that's feared, especially with this, starting rotation by committee that we're going to have, we need 5 solid innings. And then we can go to the bullpen and pick, mix match and do some different
Shintaro
things.
Fujinami is his name. I knew it started with an S.
I would have never. I still can't say it. So, Fujinami. All right, Fujinami. I think he can be the guy. He has a great season.
He's got good stuff, but that's the thing. He's struggled throwing strikes in the big leagues.
The biggest thing with the Mets is they're going to have to score runs. Yeah. We're going to have to score runs. You got to score 3+ a game. Like, that's got to be the mindset.
I mean, you got to score 3+ mostly every game. So
I mean, but you got to. And you've got to just pick it up offensively in all aspects. But like I said, analytics, I think it'll come around. What are you thinking, though, realistically, number-wise on wins?
I already said it. 83 to 87 wins. But
I thought you said you.
The thing is, like last year, we thought we were going to get 90+ wins. Ended up with 70. What was it? 77.
I seen the thing on social media. It said, "Let's never forget." And there was a picture and video of the Mets doing this in spring training. I forget what year it was. 2015. 2020, I don't remember. But basically it was, do you remember when, I think it was Terry, I don't want to mess it up, who the manager was, but they practiced winning the World Series.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Didn't even make the playoffs that year.
Yeah, that was bad.
Which could be totally blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
Because I could totally see myself doing that as a manager on just let's have fun at the end of practice thing. And kind of like, let's, manifestation, like let's envision it, like what it feels like. I could totally see myself doing that as a coach, manager, whatever. But at the pro level.
You're getting made fun of if you don't win the World Series.
And not make the playoffs that year. That's kind of bad.
It's kind of wild.
But yeah, baseball season's coming by the time we record live again in the studio. Because like I said, this is part 2. Baseball will be here.
Literally that week it'll be here. The first opening series. Well, it's in. You know where it's at?
Where are we opening up at?
Seoul, or it's in Japan, I think.
Oh, we're going to Japan to open.
Let me actually research that. I know it's Padres Dodgers. It's in Seoul. Where's Seoul at? I need to do some research about that. Seoul is in South Korea.
So we're opening the season in Japan?
It's South Korea, Dad.
South Korea.
Yes. Hold on. Let me make sure that it's in Seoul.
Seoul or Seoul? Seoul, Korea?
Seoul.
It's not Seoul.
Hold on. I'm making sure. Okay, hold on.
You better ask Siri to pronounce that for you because it's not Seoul.
Oh no, that. Okay, yeah. Regular season. Regular season in Seoul, South Korea.
Okay, ask Siri to pronounce that.
How do you say Seoul, South Korea?
I can't translate into South Korea.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna.
Yeah, find another way to ask AI because you are saying that wrong. And the only reason I know you're saying it wrong is because they held the Olympics there. It's called Seoul, Korea.
Okay, we'll see. Is she gonna say it? Hello.
She don't.
Hold on.
Seoul.
There we go.
Okay, you're right.
Chalk one up to the old guy.
Okay, you got it. Okay, but the
But
first.
hearing you say Seoul was worth every penny. Like that was.
It's just like I've never heard that before, so I'm just gonna pronounce it like how I.
No, the Mets usually do good on opening day, and we're starting in Seoul.
No, Dad, no.
That's what you just said.
We are. I said like the. I just meant like in
you meant-
general.
So who do we open up with?
The Brewers.
On the road? No, we're at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at home. Okay, the Mets usually win opening day. We're pretty good.
Usually got. I think we're the best record in all the MLB on opening day.
I think so
so,
all time for
yeah.
sure.
So I mean, it'll definitely be good to start the season at home. For once, I don't remember the last time that happened. But
Oh, Pete was saying that he's really excited about that, of being at Citi Field on opening day.
we don't play an NL East team until the 8th of April. We got 3 straight series against.
So what is opening day weekend? What's the date?
It's like the 28th.
Are they starting in March? Okay.
Yeah, they're starting in March. Let me check that actually. I
Yeah.
just had it. The 28th. Yes.
All right, so we'll have
I hate that they do that though. Opening day is the 28th, and then our next game is on the 30th.
Yeah.
Like that's just so stupid of me.
Well, we'll be back on March 19th with our next episode, and we'll be able to get a little better look at opening day. But I'm wondering at the moment who's going to be the Mets opening day pitcher. So we'll see. We should
That's
know.
a good question.
We should know more on the 19th. So we want to thank everybody for listening to the Magnetico podcast.
I'm Kole.
I'm Jason. We'll see you on the 19th.
Peace.
Zach.